feeding into the ram shaft here, that gets sprayed with oil. You're feeding on the other side into the rock shaft piston there, and that will pull it back. On this little valve here, that is your flow control valve. Yeah. Slows it down.
What I'm saying is that the block that we put in had no thread in to control.
S3. And then they decided the pin wasn't a good idea, so they threw it away and reinstalled the filter, but they couldn't go back to S2, so they called it S4. And then when the 1410 and 1412 came in, their pumps had a higher flow. And so to allow the bypass valve to lift up a little bit higher to pass this extra flow, that valve chest was called the S5. You need two 7/16 spanners, one of which you've got to file down to get them both in here, because there's a lock in here. Slacken them off, and then gently with a soft hammer tap it. It'll always come out. Just tap it. Give it a good wash down with diesel. Here with this, put the airline down, wash that down with diesel again, put it back in, and she'll go up and down.
Right, well, I'm Andrew Pearson. I started working for David Brown's in about 1970 in tractor test, and one of the first jobs was actually doing tests on the test track using the load car. At that time it didn't have the cab on. We just used to tow the load car behind the tractor, and then a caravan behind that with instrumentation in. And what we'll be doing is reading the drawbar pull, pulling the speed down, and doing power tests, slip tests and what have you, and developing power pull curves for different tractors, different gearboxes in them. Right, well, the way the load car works is that we've got a couple of 1200 transmissions joined together in the middle here, both driving through the normal gearboxes, and then driving tandem hydraulic pumps. And then to actually get the load on, there's this device here is a pilot operated relief valve. So by turning the relief valve down, which is done electrically now, it just increases the pressure in the system, and with the pressure, the flow going through it, that's what absorbs the power, and it all ends up, the heat goes into the oil, which is then cooled down through these radiators at the back, and that's where the power goes. Okay, we're sat in the cab of the load car now, and just show you what the controls are. So the way that we operate the load car is we've already looked at the relief valve at the back of the load car there that puts the load on, and this is all you need to operate it. We just switch it this way, which increases the pressure in the system, or this way, which reduces the pressure, and that just increases or reduces the load that the tractor is seeing. Back here, the only other important bits are we've got an ammeter here that just shows how the battery's charging, because you need the electrics, of course, for the instrumentation, and this is just a pressure gauge that's just telling you what the pressure in the system is. So obviously, as we increase the pressure through the relief valve, you'll see the pressure going up here and down again.
Name's Robert Walker. I'm from Huddersfield, live about 2 or 3 miles that way. I mean, I know Meltham, grew up round here. This is my first David Brown tractor. It was bought locally. It only had 1700 hours on when I purchased a tractor. I brought it over today to go on the load cart. Really good, really enjoyed it. It's one thing you needed to do. Anybody with a tractor, if you can't put it on there, it's time to stop. Take up tiddlywinks. It's a four-wheel drive tractor, as you can see. We went that way into wheel drive. The back tyres were skidding, slipping. It has got its original tyres from 1975 on. Them tyres have never been changed. I'm amazed they held out, so they were spinning and skidding a bit. We turned it around at the bottom end, put it in a four-wheel drive. It became very stable then with a different tractor. The power were there, the engines dropped. I was watching the smoke, I was watching the temperature gauge and the oil gauge. It just pulled it all the way back. It was real. I had a big smile on my face when I came through. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, good day. Bring your tractor again.
I'm Graham Mellor, and I've come to bring my tractor back to where it was built and to put it on the load car and the dynamometer. Quite an experience realising just exactly what load these things can pull, especially when it turns the power up on it and the wheels start spinning. Fortunately, the wheels spin and we don't stop. When he turned the load right up, we started spinning both wheels. We tried applying the diff lock and it made no difference at all. We just kept spinning and spinning, so it's obviously quite a load that's behind it.
On shaft.